Right now, another heartbreaker for the Pack. What happened and what's next to get them on track?
And it's a spooky day, but it's not for the weather. We'll be planning out your Halloween forecast coming up.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Happy Halloween. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Julian Seawright.
We don't know where Chris is. We don't know. I thought he was going to
apparently
try
the
and
graveyard.
Yeah, spook us. Look at the weather patio, though. Isn't it beautiful? I told you he was back there. I told you he was back there.
You know it's so bad.
I'm pregnant. You can't do that kind of thing.
I get to it, really? Do I need to call the doctor?
I went back there and I said, I think he's behind that door. And he was. And how do you hide a 6'3" man?
It's my ultra thin physique.
Oh my gosh.
That was great.
Somebody just, call an ambulance just in case.
Happy Halloween, everybody. It is not too bad out here on the patio, for real.
Speak for yourself. I think I'm about to have a heart attack.
Weather-wise, not too bad out there. We're hanging out in the 40s. Doesn't feel that bad out. Going to warm up very nicely today.
Absolutely, Chris. And that's the best part about our Halloween, outside of seeing Leah scared this morning, is that it's going to be gorgeous weather as we get into the rest of today. Right now, temperatures into the upper 30s, 40s for the areas just near this Illinois state line, which would be for Platteville, for Janesville, and for Monroe, into the mid-40s as of right now, but around 39 degrees for us here in Madison. But like Chris said, we're going to see a nice warm-up as we head into the rest of today. Around lunchtime, we're already going to be into the upper 50s, close to the 60s for many of us here in southern Wisconsin, so it's going to feel pretty good, and you could ditch that light jacket once we get into our afternoon, as temperatures are going to be topping out into the mid-60s for us here in Madison, and even the upper 60s will be around for some areas like Lone Rock at 69 degrees and 65 apiece for Platteville and for Janesville as well. And we got to talk about why these ghouls, mummies, and vampires are boogieing, and it's because how great this forecast is going to be panning out for our trick or treats. We'll be giving you what all you need to know in just a few moments. Until then, let's go ahead and toss it back to you guys.
Julian, thank you very much. Hey, it's not just Stanford giving us a scare. The Packers waking up this morning in the middle of a 4-game losing streak, the worst since 2016.
Yeah, it's the second longest streak under Aaron Rodgers. The Pack facing the first-place Buffalo Bills last night in primetime. Josh Allen showing off. Yeah, things got pretty dicey, too. Here's Josh Allen showing off his scrambling abilities. I mean, what are you going to do here? He's either going to run it in or he's going to do that. Toss it into the score. Dawson Knox there in the end zone. Beginning of the second quarter now. Allen's going to find former Viking Stephon Diggs for the score. Great catch there. Bills up 24-7 at the half. A couple rookie Packers receivers catching touchdowns last night. Part of Rodgers' 2-touchdown performance for 200 yards. That wouldn't be enough, though. Green Bay falls 27-17 to the Buffalo Bills. Here's Aaron Rodgers after the game.
So nobody feels sorry for us. We got to find a way to get one win. I feel like if we can just get one, and the whole momentum changes. I thought we had a great week of practice. The energy in the pregame in the locker room was different. It felt like Packers again.
Up next for the Packers, they will go on the road to Detroit to face the Lions next week. Then they head back to Lambeau for a game against Dallas, and then a Thursday night game against Tennessee.
Okay, to campaign 2022 now. Candidates in Wisconsin and across the country making their final push this week, 8 days out from Election Day. A new CBS poll shows a staggering 79% of Americans believe things in the country are out of control. Plus, a majority of people who feel that way say they will vote for Republican candidates because of it. The Department of Homeland Security, meanwhile, released a new domestic intelligence assessment that says extremists fueled by election falsehoods, quote, pose a heightened threat to these midterms.
You have threats of harassment, intimidation, and violence against election officials, polling places, and voters. Let's be really clear. That has to stop.
Back in Wisconsin, we're making sure you're covered ahead of the midterms on everything from where your polling place is to what you need to bring to the polls. You can visit channel3000.com for your entire voter information guide this election season.
The man accused of attacking Paul Pelosi, the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, is expected to be charged today. and arraigned tomorrow. That's according to the district attorney in San Francisco. David DePape is accused of breaking into the Pelosi home in San Francisco Friday and fracturing Paul Pelosi's skull. Authorities say the 42-year-old DePape was not known on any federal databases, but they did say that DePape posted conspiracy theories about COVID-19 vaccines and the 2020 election on Facebook. Paul Pelosi is expected to make a full recovery. To
international news this morning, at least 132 people dead in India after a bridge collapse. Take a look at this new video out of that country now. Military teams still searching for potential survivors. This after more than 100 people fell into the river. The century-old pedestrian bridge had just reopened 4 days earlier. Look at this video. People clinging to what's left of that bridge. Officials say it probably gave way because it was overloaded with tourists. They were there for the Hindu festival season.
And here is a live look at Seoul, South Korea this morning, where more than 150 people were killed and more than 80 others injured in a stampede during a Halloween festival. Among the dead are 2 American college students. CBS's Astrid Martinez has the latest, and a warning, you might find some of the images disturbing.
South Korea's president visited a memorial altar early today for the more than 150 victims of a stampede that happened during Halloween festivities in the capital of Seoul this weekend. He also announced a national week of mourning as investigators continue to look into the cause of the tragedy. Tens of thousands of young people crammed into a narrow party district of Seoul on Saturday when suddenly a crowd surge became unmanageable. Minutes later, witnesses say people were falling on each other like dominoes, but insist the area was so packed with people and slow-moving vehicles. First responders couldn't reach those in need.
There was a mix of things I heard, but there was panic coming towards us, some shouts of fear, but also confusion.
There's so many people. What are you gonna do with 10 people? Yeah. And I had to turn around and I told the crowd, you can't come this way. People are dying.
Most of the victims are people in their 20s and 30s. Nearly 2/3 of those killed were women, according to South Korean officials. Astrid Martinez, CBS News, New York.
26 foreigners were counted among the dead, including those 2 Americans.
More local news now. 20-year-old Isaiah Miller of Madison will be back in court today for a bond hearing. You might remember he was formally charged in August for accidentally shooting and killing his friend, Marshall Iverson. Back in May, authorities said Miller had admitted to accidentally firing a round of an AR-15 that ultimately killed Iverson. Miller told police he didn't remember pulling the trigger. A $15,000 cash bond was ordered back in August.
A heads up, if you are eyeing the healthcare market, open enrollment on the federal platform opens up this week. Between November 1st and January 15th, you can sign up for a healthcare plan through the marketplace. A note, though, you have to sign up by December 15th for coverage to start on January 1st. That's December 15th. The state and city making sure that you have all the answers to your healthcare questions. They are holding a joint news conference to go over those low-cost options. It starts at 9 o'clock this morning at Penny Library on Cottage Grove Road.
More health news. Shocking numbers out of a new study that finds black women are 40% more likely to die of breast cancer than white women. A new study published in the Journal of Cancer Causes and Control finds breast cancer has surpassed lung cancer to be the #1 type of cancer to cause death among black women. Researchers say a lack of insurance, socioeconomic, and transportation issues all contribute to this issue. Researchers note their findings suggest a national emergency. That's how bad this is. Their solution, black women having earlier access to screening and treatment. That could have a huge impact. It's 6:08 on your Monday. Coming up, the concern for chemicals in school uniforms. Consumer Reports is going to break down the risk.
Also ahead in the 6:08, Josh is going to run down some of the Halloween events happening tonight.
I'll never forget January 6th, watching my fellow law enforcement officers defending the Capitol, defending our freedoms, defending democracy, and then 5 officers died. But Ron Johnson is making excuses for rioters who tried to overthrow our government, even calling them peaceful protests. Johnson defended Donald Trump's lies and even supported efforts to make it harder for some people to vote at all. Senator Johnson's just not for us.
And Citizens United is responsible for the content of this ad. To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland, as in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor.
Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it, Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face with every meal made just for you.
It really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Nice.
When I had stubborn fat, I always felt self-conscious. I couldn't wear the clothes I wanted to wear, and it was so frustrating.
I worked so hard. By working out, by dieting, that stubborn fat was just not going anywhere.
I had this vision of how I wanted to look. I didn't feel like myself, so I did what I needed to do. I called Sono Bello. Sono Bello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist because it works.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently.
Sono Bello removed this big pooch right here. I have curves. I have exactly the body I've always wanted.
I got myself back, my shape back, but most of all, my confidence back.
I lost 4 inches off my waist. Going to Sono Bello has completely changed my life. Just look at me.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-510-6198 or go to sonobello.com.
The house before you, over 30 years old, still has its original windows. Boom.
There's no need to be afraid of old windows. Call Feldco for 50% off.
It's the biggest sale of the season. 50% off Feldco Windows, plus no money down and no interest until 2024.
50% off ends Halloween. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Democrats defunded and dispirited our police, creating the worst crime wave in decades. Biden spent us into 40-year high inflation, drove gas prices to record levels, and opened our borders, causing a flood of illegal immigrants and deadly drugs. Mandela Barnes supports all the policies causing you and your family so much pain. He will rubber stamp their liberal agenda. Mandela Barnes sides with radical leftists, not with you.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. We send our kids to school every day and expect them to be safe, right? But they could be exposed to potentially dangerous chemicals before they even get out the door. As Consumer Reports explains, the fabric of some school uniforms could be loaded with forever chemicals. Millions of children wear them every day, school uniforms. And according to a recent study published in the journal Environmental Science and Technology, those uniforms had higher levels of potentially dangerous PFAS chemicals than other types of children's clothing tested, like bibs, hats, and swimsuits.
PFAS are known as forever chemicals since they essentially never break down naturally. And they're often added to products to make them waterproof, stain-resistant, or non-stick.
In recent years, PFAS have been linked to a growing list of health problems, including increased risk for certain cancers, liver damage, and neurodevelopmental problems. And children's exposure is of particular concern. In this study, 30 stain-resistant school uniforms were tested. The chemicals were found in all of them.
Kids wear these clothes against their skin for hours every day, and these chemicals can stay in the body for months or even years. So it's really important to limit exposure where possible.
Now some states are stepping up. New York and California passed bills that phase PFAS out of textiles by 2024 and 25. That does little to help anxious parents right now, but there are some ways to limit your child's exposure to PFAS.
If you have the option, say your school requires a blue polo but not one from a specific store, try to buy one that's not labeled stain-resistant, since stain-resistant coatings often contain PFAS.
And parents can also limit exposure from other sources, like testing their drinking water and using a water filter certified to remove PFAS. And avoid stain-resistant carpets and home products. PFAS, always a concern that we are talking about here on the program. Okay, 6:13. Julian Seawright has your first warn weather. Hey, Julian.
Hey, guys. Let's go ahead and plan things out for us, not just for our Monday, but, of course, for Halloween. So taking a look how today's going to stack up. Well, as you're heading out the door, it's going to be on the chillier side, but you're not going to need that light jacket throughout the majority of today, as we will start to see a nice warm-up. Plenty of sunshine is going to be in our skies. We'll be into the upper 50s by lunchtime, and then once we get into our later afternoon hours, the 60s will be sticking around. around until we get into tonight, which is going to be leading for our Halloween trick-or-treat forecast. Our high temperature will be 65 degrees, but as we head out tonight, we're going to be within the 50s. We'll walk through that in just a moment. But again, throughout much of Dane County, we're all going to be holding into the mid-60s. Plenty of sunshine here in Dane County and for southern Wisconsin in itself. Over towards Lone Rock, we could start to see temperatures just near 70 degrees for us as they're looking for a high around 69. But overall, we are all going to be looking at a very mild start to the work week. Now let's talk a little about what we're going to see once we head into the afternoon. Plenty of open sky. Could see a couple of clouds start to linger just a bit into our later afternoon hours. But as we get into tonight, well, we're going to start to see our skies really clear up for us. So expect to be able to see the moon and the stars as you're heading out, especially for trick-or-treating. Temperatures will be within the 50s. Not a lot of breezy conditions, so it's going to feel overall very comfortable as we are getting our candy baskets filled tonight. As we go into the overnights, we're going to see temperatures start to fall into the 40s, and then as we're heading out the door going into our Tuesday, that's where we're going to start to see those upper 30s back into the forecast for us. Once again, though, still going to be rather clear and dry, especially as we get into our Tuesday, and even warmer air is going to be rolling its way in by the time we get into our Tuesday afternoon. So our three things we're going to need to know. We're looking at dry conditions through Thursday. And on top of it, mild and unseasonably high temperatures are going to stick around for us from Tuesday to Thursdays. We're going to see the 70s in our forecast. And our best chance to see any kind of changes from the sunshine and dry weather is by the time we get into our Thursday nights, where we are looking for some rain showers to potentially lead its way into our Friday and going into the weekend. As a cold front rolls its way in, we're going to start to see some chillier conditions. And on top of it, more rain will be into our weekend forecast. But outside of it, let's just enjoy the 70s and sunshine while we have it. It's going to do it for our weather. Back to you guys.
All right, Julian Seawright, thank you very much. It's 6:16. Time to slow things down, see what's happening in the 608 on this Halloween.
Yeah, not just trick-or-treating tonight, but also some festivities going on.
Yeah, we're doing like a weekend in the 608, but making it Halloween in the 608 this morning because there's so much happening and we're having fun with it, of course. Trick-or-treating is the main thing happening, a big day in the 608 with Halloween here. A lot of trick-or-treaters are going to be out and about tonight. Make sure you check the hours where you live, but most of the major metro areas do have official trick-or-treating hours happening tonight. That includes Waunakee, Verona, Sun Prairie, Sauk City, Monona, and Fitchburg, and also Janesville and Beloit, to name a few. Please be safe when you're out and about tonight and watch for pedestrians. We do have a full list of trick-or-treat hours up on channel3000.com. There's also a Halloween costume toddler dance party happening this morning. That's at the Central Library at 10:30. Families can enjoy some fun tunes in a cool toddler-friendly environment. That's for ages 14 months to 3 years. No registration is required. Also, a Halloween concert happening tonight. This is pretty cool. That's going to be at the VFW Post 7591 on Cottage Grove Road. Jim Latimer is the conductor. That's going to be going on from 7 to 8 o'clock tonight. It is open to the public, family-friendly, and wearing costumes is welcome. We are your home for events in the 608. You can go to channel3000.com for a full list of happenings on the community calendar in partnership with our friends over at Madison Magazine. So are we ready? Well, we're about 7 minutes away from our big reveal here on News 3 Now this morning. We nervous?
He's making it into a big deal, not me.
He's acting very confident.
Yeah, he is.
You guys won't be surprised. I'll just say that.
Should we take guesses right now, or should we not?
No, we're not going to do that because I'm going to give it away if you do that.
Does it involve a tail?
No, it does not involve a tail.
Okay,
no unicorns.
That's what I was thinking it would be. Remember when he dressed up at Goodwill and he was so excited about the unicorn?
You could forget.
I thought that's what you would pull off.
No unicorns today.
Okay, all right. Josh Breiter, thanks for a lot of events tonight and for getting us excited for the next 10 minutes here.
You bet.
Hey, don't forget to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media or email him for a chance to be featured.
Okay, someone else out trick-or-treating this Halloween season, the Greek Freak. He was spotted on the streets of Mequon over the weekend. Take a peek. Giannis dressed up as a character from Paw Patrol. Do you recognize which one?
Paw Patrol, Rubble. Not Rubble. There's Chase, Rubble, and, oh, man.
A true dad here. Very impressive. Rubble? Not pictured here. His teammates, George Hill and Thanasis Antetokounmpo, also joining him. Giannis telling TV crews who were there, this is the good stuff.
And yeah, coming up in just a few minutes here.
Speaking of good stuff,
are going to be facing off for our own costume contest. We want to hear what you think. You at home are going to be the judge. Tune in coming up here after the break. And look at our costumes. And then head on over to our Instagram page and vote for your favorite. We'll announce the winners at the end of the show.
Josh has been, super excited about this all morning. But yes, you got to make sure that you log on to Instagram and vote, because that's the important stuff here. What do we have on the line? We haven't decided.
I think bragging rights.
That's it?
Yeah.
What about Culver's?
Culver's.
Or breakfast?
I don't know. If we can all agree on something during the break, I'm for it. Although we do have to change. We have the big change. So.
Oh, yeah, we do. Well, we should let you guys go.
All right. Hey, coming up. Yeah, we will keep you in the Halloween spirit.
And ahead in our next half hour, the Badger basketball season starts up next week. A preview of how they're looking headed in. News 3 Now this morning will be back after a quick break.
Badger Blueprint, Wednesdays on News 3 Now at 10.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
My name is Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
DePaco Credit Union members are better together, because together members share thank yous, a DePaco-only perk that thanks members in cash. And because you're not just a member, you're also an owner, everyone benefits. How will this year's nearly $3.7 million in thank yous benefit you and your community? Since 2016, DePaco members have shared nearly $24.4 million. We truly are better together. Join the movement where your member ownership pays. Visit your nearest DePaco branch or join online at depaco.com.
Radical Tim Michaels is extremely divisive.
I don't care who I offend.
And at his company, the culture comes from the top. Multiple court filings say women were sexually assaulted, harassed, and pressured to have sex with their bosses.
If she refused demands for sex, she would be blackballed from working on a pipeline job.
Higher-ups dismissed the women as liars and fired those who spoke out.
I don't care who I offend.
That's how Tim Michaels runs his company. Don't let him run our state.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge and get 0% financing for 66 months.
People remember ads with young people having a good time. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's a pool party.
Good times insurance.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Reviews are very important. It really reflects on how we're handling customers at Precision Door. It's feeling like I'm helping out my neighbor. Quality service quickly from a name you can trust.
Precision Door service, a name you can trust.
Keep bragging about your buck after the hunt with wild game processing from Johnson's Sausage Shop in Ryle, Wisconsin. Friends enjoy a hunting story more over a jalapeno cheddar stick. Johnson's Sausage Shop accepts wild game 7 days a week. First bucks in are the first brats out.
We've got our vision and so much to choose from, but with free in-store design services, our budget and our time are well spent.
At Floor & Decor, with a wide selection of products all at everyday low prices, creating a space to match your taste has never been easier. Discover Floor & Decor today.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
Welcome back. It's time for the spooky News 3 Now this morning Halloween contest. Can you guess what we all are?
Okay, who's going to start?
I can't see anything.
I guess we gotta go from right to left, right? Well, we can guess what you are.
How do I look?
Fantastic.
I love that you can't see my face. This was made for me.
What am I?
So you're what they have commercials of already.
You guys know what tomorrow is, right, for me?
It's time for Josh to put up his Halloween, or his Christmas.
My Halloween stuff.
Halloween.
Yeah,
you gotta take that down.
Starts tomorrow in my house.
Yeah,
so
yes,
you
it
guys
does.
know that's my favorite.
That's fitting.
So
Okay.
I had to go with the Santa.
Julian.
And I am portraying somebody who is not only an actor, a WWE star, and played football at one point in time.
Oh my gosh.
I've done this again. So I'm reprising my role as The Rock.
The Rock.
Dwayne.
I just need
vintage Rock.
I only need the The fanny pack is the only thing that I'm missing, but I still got the pose.
Do you have the people's eyebrow? Yeah.
Nice.
The people's eyebrow.
Okay, do you guys know who I am?
No, who the heck are you?
Blippi.
Oh, yeah.
A blank stare. Blank faces from everyone.
None of us have kids yet.
People who don't have kids. Blippi is perhaps the most popular children's television character. He's a YouTube star.
So I'll know who this is in like 6 months.
Very shortly, very shortly.
Okay.
But B-L-I-P-P-I.
Okay.
Blippi.
You
That's
look
me.
cute. I think you did a nice job. I think Julian might win in my book, though. You look sharp. I'm a rock fan.
I don't know.
We're going to let the people decide.
I'm about to say, you guys did pretty well.
I'm excited. All right, so we're going to take a picture. We're going to post it on Instagram. You can go vote there, and we're going to unveil the results here in about 20 minutes or so.
So it's the Channel 3000 Instagram, so make sure you go check.
I'm actually very impressed, guys. I set the bar really low.
You did, yeah.
But I'm really
I think we did
impressed.
well.
I'm
This
really
took me a
impressed.
while. I really think I should get points for effort.
Now I want some guac.
Yeah,
How long did it take you?
I'm going to guac your world, baby. This is probably like an hour of painting, and then I have my husband cut it out for me.
Hey, I love that.
You did a nice job.
I'm gonna do my Blippi impression about your avocado. If Blippi saw your avocado, it'd be, wow, kids, look, it's an avocado. I see light green and dark green. And look, it's got a brown circle shape in the middle.
Don't touch it.
An avocado.
Oh my God.
Boy.
He's avo control.
That was fantastic. That's a clap, bravo for that.
Oh, all right. Stick around. Don't forget to go vote on the Instagram poll. We're back after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for all cash as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
He pushed tax loopholes benefiting himself. Send him back, and he'll make things worse. Ron Johnson would let Wisconsin ban abortion, even in cases of rape, and said if you don't like it, you can move. He voted to raise the retirement age and wants to end guaranteed spending on the Social Security you earned.
Social Security is a legal Ponzi scheme, but that's exactly what it is.
Ron Johnson, still making it harder on us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Winter is almost here, which means it's time to get your home ready for anything the season will throw at you. Menards has everything you need to stay productive during the winter. Whether you're trying to keep up with the snow, save on energy, or warm up by the fire, trust the team that's dedicated to service and quality to help you make the most of your winter. Whether that's inside or out, right now get 11% off everything you need this winter.
Save big money at Menards.
Wells Fargo lets you know where you stand with your FICO credit score. What if you knew where you stood with everything, like your future in-laws?
Hope you like cats.
I hope your parents like me. They're whispering.
The kitties like her.
Can they tell I'm allergic? Tears of joy.
Welcome to the family.
Like knowing where you stand? When it comes to your credit score, you can with Wells Fargo.
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing or get $1,200 cash allowance on all 2022 Equinox models. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
All units, all units. Reports of an abortion at Central Hospital. Officers needed to detain doctor.
If Ron Johnson has his way, he wouldn't just ban abortions. Doctors could go to jail for it. And Johnson's tried for over a decade. He even co-sponsored a bill with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And said if women don't like an abortion ban, they can just move. But it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for all cash as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
Right now, Brooks back in court. The sentence he's facing after being found guilty of all 76 charges in the Christmas parade trial.
Also, Badger basketball almost back. Their final exhibition before the season begins a week from today.
And we're not only just going to plan your day, but plan out your trick-or-treat forecast coming up.
Good Halloween morning, everyone. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. That's nice, Julian. You can just like throw the jacket back on the Rock costume.
He's now the Rock.
After you're finished.
Hey, now he's done
very
everything.
Good. Okay, folks, go to Instagram, vote on our Halloween costume contest poll. I'm very impressed with our turnout from all four of us.
I think we did well, yeah.
A very good job.
If you need a reminder, Chris was Blippi, I was an avocado.
I was the Rock.
And Julian is still the Rock. Yeah. Josh Brighter rocking the Santa costume. Yeah. That is very Josh. He's very into Christmas. So everybody, I think, did a nice job.
It's an understatement to say that Josh is very into Christmas.
Yeah, you're right.
We have a wonderful morning to start off weather-wise, folks, and it doesn't get much better than this for a Halloween.
No, not at all, especially since in previous Halloweens, it's a lot colder and or we're seeing snow. For today, we get a sunrise and we're getting temperatures that will be into the 50s throughout the morning and 60s into the afternoon. So let's go ahead and walk through what we're going to be expecting for us as we start off our Monday here. Temperatures as of right now, a bit on the chilly side, but folks, it doesn't feel too bad as you head outside. We're looking at upper 30s here in Madison, 46 degrees in Janesville, and 41 in Platteville to start. So many of us are having a chillier morning, so we need a light jacket, but you can ditch it by the time you get into the rest of today. And here's why. Temperatures are going to improve by the time we get into our late morning into the lower 50s. On top of it, plenty of sunshine. Some of the cloud cover that we will see will start to clear out, especially by the time we get to our lunchtime hours, with the upper 50s going to stick around. And on top of it, we're going to see plenty of sun on our backs. As we get into today, high temperatures will be into the middle 60s. Some areas like Lone Rock will be into the upper 60s, could be close to around 70 degrees for us. But overall, it is going to be a mild start, and this is just the beginning for what we have in store for the rest of the week. And outside of it, talking about Halloween, well, we're not going to give away the forecast just yet. That's the treat that's just going to have to wait a few more moments. But folks, it is definitely going to be a pleasurable one, especially for the kiddos who are getting to get the candy later on to this evening. We'll talk about this in a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you very much.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Darrell E. Brooks, guilty.
Darrell Brooks returning to Waukesha County Court this morning. The Christmas parade suspect, you will remember, was found guilty on all 76 counts against him, including 6 counts of homicide last week. This after Brooks repeatedly interrupted the trial and had to be removed from the courtroom countless times, something family members of the victims called disrespectful.
Here's a live look at the city of Waukesha this morning. Brooks will be back in court there to face Judge Jennifer Duro again. They will discuss possible sentencing dates. Sentencing itself won't happen today. Under Wisconsin law, those convicted of first-degree intentional homicide, as Brooks was, has to receive the mandatory life sentence. The judge, though, could allow for Brooks to be eligible for extended supervision.
New this morning, Kenosha police expect no foul play as they investigate an apartment fire that killed 2 people. This happened early Sunday morning around 1 a.m. Neighbors say 6 people lived in the unit, the fire killing a man and a boy. Despite no foul play expected, officers still treating the apartment as a crime scene for now. Police say they expect to issue an update as early as today.
Happening today, one of the 2 men charged in a deadly shooting on the west side last year will be back in court this morning for a status conference. 27-year-old Christopher Somerset is facing a charge for first-degree intentional homicide. Authorities say he was with 25-year-old Avian Little at a West Side gas station when 22-year-old Keshawn Davis Williams was shot 7 times and killed. There is no trial date set yet for Somerset. For Little, his trial is set to begin December 12th.
Shifting gears now, we're officially a week away from Badger men's basketball season, the 125th tipping off next week. After a secret scrimmage with Northern Iowa last weekend, the Badgers hosted in-state opponent UW-Eau Claire for an exhibition yesterday at the Kohl Center. The matchup also serves as the 6th annual Cancer Awareness Game. It teams up guarding against cancer with the UW Carbone Cancer Center. As for the game itself, Badgers quick to run up the score on the Blue Golds. They just keep piling it on no matter how tough Eau Claire tries to be on the defense. Stephen Crowell finishes the game with a team-high 14 points and 6 boards. The regular season tips off next Monday against South Dakota.
The women's team also opening up their season next Monday in Milwaukee, following up the men's game. They faced off against UW La Crosse over the weekend. The Badgers came out ready to go. Maddie Wilkie, she'll spot up from 3. That's good to make it a 7-point game. Badgers just keep adding on to the lead. Julie Popsaslova, she'll go up and in for 2. That caps a 17-0 scoring run for the Badgers in the first quarter. Minutes later, she's going to go from deep. That's good. She led the way with 21 points. 5 Badgers hit double digits in scoring. Badgers go on to win 94-41. Make sure you are following along on the Channel 3000 News 3 Now mobile app. For all your Wisconsin men's and women's basketball coverage, we're going to send out real-time push alerts on scores, rankings, and big moments. Again, that's our Channel 3000 mobile app. Whether you know it or not, most of you own a piece of art. It's not on your walls or on the mantle. It's probably in your garage.
That's what a local bike lover will tell you, and he's such a big fan, he even opened up a unique business centered on it. Our Brady Mallory takes us to Paoli to share how this passion project has turned into such a sweet ride.
This is for a client on the East Coast. It's a vintage Trek.
When it comes to bikes,
assembly.
Eric Maves doesn't screw around.
I was always interested in bikes and tinkering, and that's just, I mean, that was kind of, I think it's in my DNA from my paternal grandfather and then my dad.
Bikes on the ground, bikes on the walls, bikes on Maves' shirt, bikes are everywhere.
I've always looked at bikes as works of art.
Parts are even in the couch and holding the candles. Maves' love for bikes started as a tiny seed.
That's me on my first bike.
Which grew into a mighty oak. One Oak Bicycles, to be specific.
One Oak is an acronym for one of a kind, hence the name One Oak Bicycles. And I use an oak leaf for the logo.
This is a look at Maves' business in Paoli, Wisconsin, right near Badger State Trail. One Oak is a unique spin on retail. It's part bike store, part custom bike shop, part bike museum, and even part lounge for people to stop in, play a vinyl, and take a load off.
It's just supposed to be open and welcome for anybody, even people that aren't interested in cycling.
It's a passion project for sure. Maves simply wants to help others find their love for life on 2 wheels. In the 5 years it's been open, this bike builder and fixer-upper has discovered something about himself.
Come to find out until after my grandfather passed away that just for fun on the side, he would repair people's bicycles. I had no idea. So it's like, it's really been ingrained in me, like, I mean, from conception, essentially. It was probably a bike that he had just finished tuning up for somebody in the neighborhood.
One Oak started from seeds. Maves says his business is proof that if you love something, find a way to let it grow.
There's a term that's been used in the bike industry for quite a while. It's like how many bikes is too many bikes, like to own. And there's a formula, it's N+1, so you can never have enough.
Brady Mallory reporting for us there. You can learn more about One Oak and Maves by visiting oakbicycles.com.
6:38 here on your Halloween morning. We're going to have your trick-or-treat forecast coming up and just how long this nice weather is going to last.
I just found just a love for like trying to scare people.
And a Wisconsin teenager creating one of the best haunted houses in the Midwest, and all for a good cause.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. Doritos, only $1.88. Basket and bushel raspberries, only 99 cents. And Sara Lee whole grain white bread, only 99 cents. Scan the code, get deals, only at Hy-Vee.
Here at Precision, we are veteran owned, and we take pride in servicing not only our community, but serving our country as well. No job is too big and no job is too small. Here at Precision, we'll fix them all.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge and get 0% financing for 66 months. They say you eat with your eyes first, so here's a good look at our new thick and fluffy French toast. Artisan challah dipped in vanilla cinnamon batter. French toast the way it's meant to be. Try all 3 flavors, only at IHOP. Download the app and earn free food with every purchase.
I see your hard work, everything you do to try to make it. But people continue to be left behind. I'm running for Senate to put more money in your pocket. Ron Johnson's had 12 years to make things better. But costs are still rising, and all he's managed to do is write a tax cut for himself. I believe better is possible. I believe hard work can pay off, and I'll never stop fighting until it does. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
So I just started this new trapeze class, and...
Whoa, the new iPhone is here.
I know, right? The ultimate iPhone. US Cellular paid for mine, and I was already a customer.
The new iPhone is here.
Right, and you'd be smart to get it at US Cellular. They have price protection, so you know your rate won't go up.
Now, new and current customers can get any new iPhone 14 Pro or iPhone 14 Pro Max on us.
Okay, I'll just wait here and watch your donut.
At US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. Fresh chicken breasts, only $1.99 a pound. Red Baron pizza, only $1.99. And it's your turn or till the cows come home ice cream, only $2.48. Scan the code, get deals, only at Hy-Vee.
News 3 Now presented an exclusive debate between Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul and challenger Eric Toney, going head-to-head, making their cases why they should get your vote. And only News 3 Now brought you the debate live, your local election headquarters.
As Campaign 2022 approaches the finish line, News 3 Now presents a special midterm election preview.
We're spotlighting key races and issues, fact-checking candidates, and hearing the voices of voters in battleground Wisconsin.
Saturday at 7 p.m. on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
All right, time to slow things down. See what's happening in the 608 on this Halloween.
Yeah, so we got trick-or-treating going on tonight, but also some events. Santa's
here to break it down for us. You're too ready for the holiday season.
I'm ready for the holidays. I actually decorated for Christmas on Halloween last year. Not going to do that this year. I'm going to wait until tomorrow just because I don't have the time.
It's very patient of you.
I love Christmas. I love Christmas. What can I say? So it's a big day here in the 608. Of course, I'm Santa Claus this morning. Halloween is officially here, and that means a lot of trick-or-treaters are going to be out and about tonight. Make sure to check the hours where you live, but most of the major metro areas do have official trick-or-treating hours happening. That includes a lot of the area cities, including Wanakee, Verona, Sun Prairie, Sauk City, Monona, and Fitchburg, and also Janesville and Beloit. That's just a few of those, of course. We do have a full list on channel3000.com. Please be safe when you're out and about tonight and watch for all those trick-or-treaters and families. Well, calling all ghosts, ghouls, and witches, you're invited for a 3-ish mile fun run on Halloween night. You can meet at either the Fleet Feet store in Madison or Sun Prairie and tour the nearby Halloween displays. A costume contest and treats will follow that run. There's also a costume dance party happening this morning in Verona. That's at the Verona Public Library. Any kids up to age 5 are invited to have some fun with that today. They just have to wear a costume and be ready to boogie to some kid-friendly tunes. Remember, we are your home for events here in the 608. You can go to channel3000.com for a full list of happenings on the community calendar, and there are a ton of events happening. Even though it's on a Monday, I think a lot of people are still going to enjoy Halloween.
I think it's fun for the schools to be able to get, you know, involved in it when it's on a Monday.
It's fun, and especially a lot of public libraries, as I've mentioned in the both segments this morning, you know, for all the kids that are not in school, something for the families to go enjoy this morning, have a little boogie dance.
We certainly got in the mood today.
We did.
I'm so confused. My mind is still trying to sort out what holiday it is.
Yes.
with your Santa costume on Halloween.
I'm sure I'm getting a lot of heck from people. I'm going to have
but it's
37.
So you.
It's very me.
It's very you.
And it's funny. I wish we should have put this up on TV, but I was looking back at my Halloween costumes. My mom had sent me like a whole list of them, and I was Santa Claus when I was like 3.
That's
so
when it started, folks.
Yes, this has been in my blood forever, and I know I'm not the only one out there. Whatever makes you happy, go ahead and do it. I'll be decorating for the holidays tomorrow, enjoying Halloween today.
I can't wait to see the pictures, that's for sure.
Will.
You do decorate quite nicely, so at least you get to enjoy it for 2 months.
For me, I enjoy the decorations so much. I want to enjoy it more than just a month, so it's like I'm going to enjoy it in November too.
We'll allow it. We'll allow it. Hey, we want you to stick around for a second.
All right.
That's right. The results are in for our costume contest. We dressed up really quick, in case you missed it 10 minutes ago. I guess we can't give you one last look, can we? I guess we can. This is, where's my belly? Where's my belly?
Avocado, Santa Claus.
This was very good.
This was really good. So anyway, we asked people on Instagram to vote and weigh in on who won. And who was it, Josh?
What do we have? Are you guys ready? Okay,
yeah.
According to Instagram and the 12 votes that we have. Just kidding. I have no idea how many we have. We have Leah Lynchide winning with 41%.
That's right.
Chris Stanford coming in second at 28%.
Oh, nice.
Julian Seawright at 24%. And Santa Claus coming in at 7%.
Poor Santa.
It's just the people that hate that I'm dressed as Santa Claus on Halloween.
The Grinch is out there. Oh, my goodness.
I know there are a lot of people that want to wait until after Thanksgiving. That's fine. You do you. I'll do me.
A lot of guac lovers out there, though.
Oh, I do love some guac. Where's
I got to kind of lean forward so I can fit my belly in there.
Oh, my gosh.
This is creative. You got to admit it.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Everyone
we had a good time.
Well.
We had a good time.
Yeah, that was fun.
Chris was funny. You missed this. Chris scared the bejeebas out of me earlier this morning.
I was watching that.
Oh, my heavens. We've had fun on the morning show today.
Which, that's fun, too. Speaking, I know you popped up from that door. Our friends, Mark and Susan on Live at 4, they're going to be having trick-or-treaters in the backyard. This is the first time since before COVID, since 2019, 3 years ago. So make sure to tune into Live at 4 today. They always have so much fun with that.
That's a classic. Honestly, they do it every single year. It makes me excited to have a baby because I can't wait to walk through the door.
Everything.
Yeah, it's really cute. You get some candy.
Cute.
It's adorable. You look very nice. I think you win in our hearts.
Oh, my gosh. Happy Halloween, guys.
Happy Halloween.
Let's make it a great day.
Thanks for everybody for participating. We appreciate it. Hey, in Johnson Creek, 15-year-old Sean Richard has transformed a vacant school into one of the best haunted houses in the area. It's called TNT Terror Haunted House. It all started in his garage. Then he started with the blueprints of the school and divided the building into different fear zones using the entire building. They're getting hundreds of guests from around the region every night. It's a lot of money, but it's not going to just him.
The money is going to be going to, for one, the Johnson Creek School District, and then we have the Johnson Creek Education Foundation, and then our Johnson Creek Historical Society.
Tally isn't quite in yet. After tonight, though, they should have that final number. So far, thousands raised for local charities.
Love to see folks in the community doing some good. Yeah. Hey, we have some really good weather in store for you for your Halloween. How are things looking for trick-or-treating tonight there, Julian?
Chris, you're going to have a great time with your family because it's going to be gorgeous weather for all of us here in southern Wisconsin. Just diving into what we're going to be expecting for our trick-or-treat forecast, just know for our afternoon, our temperatures are going to be in the mid-60s, plenty of sunshine, which is going to translate into our evening hours when we're actually heading out to partake into our Halloween festivities. It's going to be clear and nice into the upper 50s around 6 o'clock and then 8 o'clock. We're still going to be clear, a little cooler into the lower 50s, but overall this is fantastic weather for the nights of all the ghouls and goblins and of course our witches too. But as we take a look at our temperatures for today here in Dane County, we're going to be in the mid 60s, plenty of sunshine, and that's also going to be very uniform for us here in southern Wisconsin as we're looking to be in the mid 60s for us here in Platteville, Janesville, and for Madison, around 69 degrees over towards Lone Rock, going to be one of the warmer sides of today. But outside of it, walking through what we can see in terms of conditions, it's going to be plenty of sun. However, some clouds will start to roll their way in into the afternoon hours. But for lunchtime, it's going to feel great, and into our early early evening commutes, it's also still going to be into the lower 60s for us. Plenty of sunshine. Transitioning into tonight, it's going to still pan out to be a good one until we get into the overnight, where we're looking for the chill to return once again. We're going to be into the lower 30s, or excuse me, upper 30s by the time we head out the door for our Tuesday morning. But by the time we get to our Tuesday afternoon, temperatures back into the lower 60s, and it's going to be even warmer by the time we get into our late afternoon, as we're looking at 70-degree weather heading into our Tuesday for us. And as we take a look for the bus stop forecast, the good news is that things are going to be chilly to start. Light jackets going to be needed, but as we get into our drop-off, well, things are going to be once again rather mild into the lower 60s. So it's all just going to be panning out to be a great start, and it just gets better as the week continues. We're looking at 70s from Tuesday to Thursday. Then a cold front rolls in, bringing in cooler temperatures, and on top of it, rainy conditions are back in our forecast as we head into the weekend. Over to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you very much. 6:49, coming up in the morning sprint, some good news in the search for a missing Verona man.
And first, we want to say happy birthday to Jackson and all the kiddos turning 3 today. Thank you so much for celebrating with us. Have a great one. We'll be right back.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Warrens, Wisconsin.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
All units, all units. Reports of an abortion at Central Hospital. Officers needed to detain doctor.
If Ron Johnson has his way, he wouldn't just ban abortions. Doctors could go to jail for it. And Johnson's tried for over a decade. He even co-sponsored a bill with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And said if women don't like an abortion ban, they can just move. But it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
The upcoming holidays are hectic enough without having to worry about appliances breaking down. Family-owned Brothers Maine is having a Veterans Day sale featuring kitchen and laundry deals on GE appliances. The lowest prices guaranteed. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
Thousands stranded on 9/11, a small town in Newfoundland that opened their homes. The Broadway musical, Come From Away.
When cleaning your air ducts, it's important to clean the entire system. An air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer removes pounds of trapped dirt, dust, and allergens from your home completely. The cleaning improves your home's indoor air quality, keeps your home cleaner longer, and can even improve the efficiency of your HVAC system. We want you to have the cleanest and healthiest indoor air possible. So call for a free inspection today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV.
And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down, and it's flat.
Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
It was Halloween. My daughter stopped at 3 homes, her girlfriend's house, her teacher's house, and the man that murdered her. He molested her. He put her in a garbage bag. He was going to be released in 2018. Josh Call, he was not there for me at all. You want some help to find out what's going on, and he doesn't help. He don't care about the victims. I know Eric Toney does. Eric Toney helped keep that man that murdered my daughter from being released. Eric Toney's always been there for me, and that's the kind of attorney general we need.
News 3 Now, election night coverage, Tuesday, November 8th.
6:52, time for the morning sprint.
We start with the positive update to a story we've been following all week. The 51-year-old man who's been missing from Verona since last Monday is safe this morning. John Ramsier was located around 2 Sunday afternoon. There's been no word, though, on his current condition or where he was found.
18-year-old Demarion Pollard of Madison will be back in court today. He and 2 other 18-year-olds are in jail following a shooting that injured a 22-year-old man in August. Pollard and his friend all face felony charges for attempted first-degree intentional homicide.
No official Freak Fest this year, but hundreds of people were still out this weekend, with officers reporting 20 overnight arrests and citations Saturday into Sunday. The cases ranged from unruly people to fights and significant disturbances. Police say some cases do require further investigation. More arrests could come.
The Powerball jackpot now pushing past $1 billion. That's where it stands this morning after no one won over the weekend. It's just the second time in Powerball's 30-year history the jackpot's hit $1 billion. The largest was $1.5 billion in 2016. The next drawing is tomorrow night at 9:59.
Russia is suspending its commitment to a United Nations brokered deal that allowed the shipment of millions of tons of grain from Ukraine during the war. Russia announced the move, claiming it's because Ukraine launched a drone attack on its Black Sea fleet ships, which Ukraine denies. Ukrainian officials say around 200 cargo ships are now effectively blocked, and analysts fear global wheat prices could soar. Our Midwest Farm Director Pam Yonke telling us this morning Wisconsin farmers are watching those numbers with worry.
New York City has agreed to pay $26 million to settle lawsuits filed by 2 men who were wrongly convicted of assassinating Malcolm X. Muhammad Aziz and Khalil Islam have been convicted of the 1965 assassination of Malcolm X. Aziz and Islam were exonerated last year after a judge found serious miscarriages of justice in their cases. Both men served more than 20 years in prison. Islam died in 2009 and received a posthumous exoneration. The push to establish their innocence came after the 2020 Netflix documentary called Who Killed Malcolm X? The New York City Law Department now working on the final details of the settlement.
Check out this crazy finish in NASCAR yesterday. The #1 driver car, Ross Chastain's car here, needed to pass Denny Hamlin in order to take the final spot in next week's champion race. On the last turn, Chastain went full throttle against the wall right there to try and work his way in front. It worked. Chastain passing Hamlin as they crossed the finish line in one of the craziest finishes you'll see. Now the NASCAR Cup Series Championship set for Sunday at 2 p.m.
And wrapping things up, 3 things we'll need to know as we're gearing up for the rest of our work week and on top of it for Halloween. Just note, folks, it is going to be feeling great today. It's plenty of sunshine, and that's going to be the theme for the next few days, especially till we get to Thursday. Temperatures will be into the 70s from tomorrow into Thursday, and then we're looking at rain to finally return with some cooler air once we get into the weekend. But outside of that, enjoy the 70s while we have it, because, man, is it a gift for the start of our week.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to leave you with some pictures of Halloween from our News 3 Now This Morning crew. Have a great Halloween, folks.